And it says a cell triples in number every hour. Write a function that can be used to find the number of cells present after h hours if it started with 9 cells. So notice there's 3 things that are boxed. I have the word triples, I have the h, and I have the 9. So let's go through these steps again. Box all numbers, variables, equations, and underline keywords. Well, I've done that. Step 2, will my number be increasing or decreasing? Well, since it says it triples every hours, that means it's going to increase. It's going to get bigger 3-fold. That's what triple means. So I'm going to go ahead, and in this case, I'm actually going to box, let's see, increasing. So I'm going to box this. B is going to be greater than 1, right? So I'm going to write that down right here. My B is going to be greater than 1. How do I know? Because it says it triples. So let me go ahead. I'm going to label this as B. It's not an R because we don't have a percent sign. There was no percent sign. It just said it tripled, so it's not an R value. It's not the rate. It is the growth factor. So for my growth factor, I'm going to put B equals 3. Because anytime something's going to triple, we just got to multiply it by 3. So there's my B value. Now the next thing I do is I'm going to go to step 3. It says define the growth or decay factor using a number in decimal form. Well, that's my number in decimal form, is 3. So I've already done that. I'm going to box growth. We did have growth here. It's going to get bigger. And then we're going to go to step 4. It says define the variable to be used to represent the interval. Okay, so let's find that. So this one says find the number of cells present after h hours. H is our time. So that's our x value. So in this case, we are not going to use an x. We're actually going to use an h. So I'm going to put right here, x is actually going to be equal to an h. So they told us they wanted these to h instead of the x. So I know what that is. Step 5, it says determine your initial value of the variable a. Okay, well there's only one number left, or one thing left that I boxed, and that's that 9. So that 9 is my a. Notice it said started. That's a key word. If we started with 9 cells, that is my a, or what we call in a geometric sequence, or a sub 1, because that's what we're starting with is 9. So my a is going to be equal to 9. And we are almost done here. So let's go ahead and let's write our function, right? Because step 6 says write your function. Okay, so now I know, I'm going to rewrite this again. I know that I should have f of x is equal to a b to the power of x. Now in this case, we are going to replace the x with an h because that's the letter they want us to use to represent the hours. So I'm going to have f of h instead of f of x. Then I want to go ahead and go to this a right here. We know our a value is going to be 9. So I'm going to put in parentheses a 9. And then we know our b value, right? Our b in this case was greater than 1. It's a 3 because it said triples. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 3 in place of that b. And then for my power, instead of this x right here, right, because it's set to use an h, we are going to put to the power of h. So this is f of h is equal to 9 times 3 to the power of h. And if this were the star test, this would be the equation that I would choose for this situation.